What's up, everyone? It's Gail Dudley, and it is time for News in Motion. I see you, Deborah Johnson. Good morning, Jardini. I see you, Dr. Antoinette. I see you, Tracy Newmy. I see you, Patricia Lyles. I see you, Carolyn Maxwell, coming in from YouTube. Good morning. What's up, everybody? I see Camille Jones rolling up in here. I see Patricia Lyles. I see Pastor Alex rolling up here. I see all kinds of people rolling up in here. It's a great morning. Indeed. So good morning to all of you. It's been a week, y'all, in news. I know I've been giving y'all a lot of content. And then we had people actually writing in saying, okay, who are you? Where have you been? Why am I just now singing you? It's all has to do with algorithm. So it's our job, my job as well, to make sure that we are getting this content out to you and letting people know that we're here. I see you, Pastor Angie. I see you, Yvonne. So it's our job to do that. But I'll pause just for a moment to say to the newcomers that are on here who are tuning in. I see you, Deborah Sneed. News in Motion is what I call an aggregated grassroots media outlet. So we're pulling news from all these different press releases where I've done the research and I'm checking to see what's going on. And from that information, I share it at 7:25 a.m. Monday through Friday, and that's a.m. Eastern time. Here, there's a feature of the chat where you can chat with us, and the majority of the chat happens on either Facebook or YouTube, and we're having a conversation. If there's something that's out there, we pull it in and we talk about it. So you're a part of the news as well. We have audio listeners, and we tell them to keep your eyes on the road, keep your eyes on the road. And then the replays are out here for you to be able to come in and watch it later because we have people tuning in from all over. So our live views may appear to be low in number, but the replays are in the thousands every day. And so we're just excited about it. We've been doing this a little over 2 years. And again, it's called News in Motion. And I am your host, Gail Dudley. If you're wondering, when did I hit the media scene? Well, I've been in publishing for years. My daughter and I have a international print publication. It went on a pause when COVID hit because of everything being shut down. So we're bringing out a special issue of Ready just next week. It's so exciting when we hit that out there to release it. So really excited about that. So that's just a little bit about who we are. So I'm here to give you news. I'm here to do education. I'm here to go deep. I'm here to give research. Sometimes we just give surface topics, and normally that happens on a Thursday. But today the news is still popping, so we won't have it like that today. But we have fun, and we're leading up into the holiday season where we do have more fun. So I thought the screen would show this, but it's not. But this is one of the sweatshirts that's in the shop, and it says Advocate. And believe it or not, these things are selling like crazy. So I'm really excited about it. I'm an advocate. People call me the audacious advocate because I'm always out here advocating for others. So if you want to get this sweatshirt or any of the other ones, I still have these other t-shirts on my desk for some reason. But this one says, when we vote, or yeah, when we vote, life happens. So that's that t-shirt, and it's a really nice, wonderful feel too. And then we have Ready to Vote, and then on the back it says vote. And then we have others as well. So that's happening. We're really pushing voting leading up to the midterm elections, and we're really excited about that. I see you, Regina, and I see you, Lori Wallace. All right, y'all, it's Thursday, October the 6th, 2022, and it's time for today's headlines right here on News in Motion. So this is where we're going to start. I see you, Marion. This is where we're going to start. I'll say it again, y'all. I'm not joking you. I'm not playing around with you. I see you, Dave. You're coming up in here. I'll say it again. Immigration is on the ballot. Let me tell you what happened on yesterday. A federal appeals court on Wednesday said that the deferred action for childhood arrivals policy violates the U.S. immigration law. And many of you know it as DACA. And it's dealing a blow to the Obama era program that provides deportation protection and work permits to millions of immigrants, dreamers who lack legal status. Now, y'all, a 3-judge panel for the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals concluded that the government did not have the legal authority to create DACA in 2012. Now, affirming a July 2021 ruling from a federal judge in Texas who barred the Biden administration from enrolling new immigrants in a decade-old program. CNN reports that there are more than 611,000 immigrants enrolled in the program. Now, y'all, Wednesday's filing, this was just yesterday, Wednesday's filing will not affect those currently enrolled, but it will continue to block new applications. They did several interviews with different DACA or what they call dreamers as well. And there was a 27-year-old who responded in a video that really touched me. He says, I can go to sleep tonight peacefully. He's a medical student, and he was just saying he's been worried about this. But now tonight he can go to sleep. I'm getting there, Dr. Antoinette. I'm getting there. Dr. Antoinette said, who appointed them? Well, let's go there. Let me finish that. The federal appeals court acknowledged the new regulations in this ruling, say the lower court should consider it. Now, DACA is widely expected to go to the Supreme Court for the third time. So get ready for this. So even today, now this will not, well, let me not say that. This is important for November the 8th, but it's definitely important when you get beyond January 2023, if something like this go to the Supreme Court. So you have to remember who appoints them. Those are the people in the chamber who, there's the president who will appoint them, but then it's the people in the chamber will either confirm them or not. Okay. So the numbers in the Senate and the House are extremely important. So you may be asking, as Dr. Antoinette has already asked in the chat, well, who appointed these three individuals? Well, the opinion issued on Wednesday, was authored by an appointee, one of them from former President George W. Bush. The other two, y'all know already. They were the former guy's appointees. They were the Trump appointees. So 3 Republicans are saying this is illegal. We want this to go away. So y'all, immigration is on the ballot, okay? All right, in other news, AP reporting. Well, let me go back and grab this because look, Dr. Antoinette must be on fire today. Okay, she puts in the chat this Supreme Court of the United States. I don't know if you're following what's been going on this week alone. First of all, the Honorable Ketanji Brown Jackson is fire. Okay, just fire. She's giving education. She's taking her time speaking. She is being very thorough. You know, she did her homework, and it just gives me joy. And you know, then you have some pushback, which okay, y'all can have a discussion, debate, or whatever, but you cannot ignore her level of expertise in education. It is absolutely phenomenal. So the oral arguments are happening now, and then we'll see how it's going to roll out. So in other news, AP is reporting that Alec Baldwin, Rust producers reached a settlement. The actor in the family of, I always say this, Helena Hutchins, the cinematographer who was killed when Baldwin fired a prop gun on the set last year, have agreed to a settlement. But I don't know if I ever connected the dots. So let me keep reading this press release. And I really want you all to respond in the chat your thoughts. So let me finish reading this. Let me go back here. The cinematographer who was killed when Baldwin fired a prop gun on the set last year have agreed to the settlement. Hutchins, that's Helena Hutchins, the one who was killed by the shooting. Hutchins' husband, Matthew, said in a quote, "All of us believe Helena's death was a terrible accident. Now, in unexpected news, the film will restart production in January. Hear this, with Matthew, that's Helena Hutchins' husband, in the executive producer role. What y'all got to say about that? What you got to say about that? I was like, this got to be an error. Let me go to some other sources. Let me go to the main source. Let me look at all of these film producers. It's in there, and I'm like, what? So I want to know your thoughts on this. I really do want to know your thoughts on this. I see my brother in here. Good morning, Louis Pryor. What are your thoughts on this? So again, Hutchins made a quote. Hutchins' husband made a quote. Matthew said, "All of us believe Helena's death was a terrible accident. It really was. I just couldn't believe it when that happened." And then he goes on to say, in unexpected news, the film will restart production in January with Matthew as an executive producer role. Latrice says, sounds really fishy. Deborah Johnson says, is this the big payoff? I asked that question myself, Deborah. I said, was this the settlement? Is this the payoff? Help me understand this. And a lot of people are asking questions. Let me say that too, because when I'm reading different press releases, a lot of people who are writing these are asking questions about this. So this was very interesting. So that's news that you'll hear right here on News in Motion. Also from the Associated Press, Marion Jackson said, what was his role prior to her death? I can't find that, Marion. Good question. Good morning, Judy. So also from the Associated Press, Biden traveled to Florida to survey Hurricane Ian's damage. The president met also with the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, a potential 2024 running mate. And the two said that they are putting aside politics to help the Floridians to recover from Hurricane Ian. More than 1 week after Ian made landfall as the fifth strongest hurricane to hit the U.S., many residents are still without power and struggling to get food and water. At least 75 people were killed in Florida as a result of the hurricane. Also a note, in everything that I'm seeing, people are saying stop setting up GoFundMes and stop sending money and stop just doing things. They're saying just stop doing it. They're saying go through the American Red Cross or go through another established organization based upon the needs that they are hearing from out of Florida. It's difficult to just send things or to drive things to Florida and there's no need for it at this time or there's no setup for it at this time. They're saying, please, people, be patient. Those of us on the outside make it more difficult for those on the inside. So we have to really just be patient. And we all want to help. But we have to do it the right way. Along with all wanting to help, the same thing with Ukraine. They're saying, please stop shipping things over to Ukraine without having the information that's needed, because some things they can utilize, but there's also just a pile of items that have come in that they can't do anything with them, and it's becoming a distraction. So y'all, please just go through vetted websites to find out how you can help. Also, y'all, Herschel Walker, the accuser, drops another bombshell. Wow. The woman who says she had an abortion that Republican Senate nominee Herschel Walker paid for in 2009 is reportedly also the mother of one of his known children. The anonymous woman said that while she was dating Walker, he urged her to have an abortion and then reimbursed her. Walker claimed to have no idea who this woman could be. If you're following some of what's happening, you had many churches having him come into their church and they were surrounding him and praying for him. So that's happening as well. Okay. Y'all, in the USA Today reports, murders in the U.S. rose by 4.3% in 2021. Now, while overall violent crime fell by 1% in 2021, according to new FBI data. Now, roughly half of the U.S. police agencies, including New York City and Los Angeles, have yet to submit data, and they believe that that's going to send the percentages higher. So that's also going on in the news today. Good morning, Mary Jenkins. Y'all, the Wall Street Journal is reporting that history was made yesterday with SpaceX launch. Now, NASA astronaut Nicole Mann became the first Native American woman to go to space, joining 3 others on a trip to International Space Station aboard the SpaceX Crew Dragon vehicle. It was SpaceX's 6th crew mission to the ISS for NASA since 2020. So shout out to Nicole Mann. Shout out to her. All right. I tried really hard not to talk about this today, but it is what it is. Fortune is reporting. I just want to start with a question. I mean, and I'm just talking because I'm like, what is going on here for real? So now Elon Musk wants to make money, or at least make his money back that he's going to have to pay to get Twitter. All right, that's really what he's doing. So they may be closer, Elon Musk and Twitter, they may be a little closer to ending their legal battle. But we have to look at the plans of Elon Musk. Yeah, this is happening. This is happening. Now, he wants to hit his wildly ambitious goal of quadrupling revenues to 26.4 billion, and he wants to reach 104 million paying Twitter users by 2028. I'm not paying for Twitter. Now, Twitter has just over 217 million free users currently, but he wants to have 104 million paying users on Twitter. Yeah, so he wants to quadruple the 26.4 billion. So that's how he's going to get his money back. Now, he hinted at his vision on Twitter on Tuesday, tweeting that his purchase of Twitter would accelerate the creation of an everything app called X. You know, we got SpaceX, we got this X, we got his car, Tesla X, just X. Now, Bloomberg says this is a bad idea. What's up, Stephanie? What's up, Mike Nicholson? Now, Bloomberg said bad idea. He said building a super app in 2022 might be pretty much impossible with everything that's already out there. Now, Bloomberg argues that given that Americans use mobile payments far less than Chinese people, and I'm giving a direct quote, and that WeChat success is directly tied to the moment in 2011 that it launched, but that probably won't stop Musk from trying, but they think he's going to fail off the bat. Now, this is the part that just cracks me up if we're following this. I see you, Jeffrey Payne. Now, Elon Musk is trying to stay out of court. That's what he's doing. Because, the SEC is going to put all his stuff out there where we all going to be able to see what's really happening. All right. So as he's trying to stay out of court and as he's trying to come up with new things, the judge ain't playing. The judge who is overseeing the Twitter legal battle against Elon Musk says, I don't care what he's doing. The trial will still go on. It will still move forward and will be in court on October 17th. So the judge is like, I don't care what you out here doing or parading or what you posting. You come into my courtroom. So there's that. The headaches of rich people, it just blows me away, right? All right, more news. So it's just crazy today, y'all. CNBC reports, and I don't know why this is an issue, but it seems to be an issue, or why it's news, but it seems to be news. Wendy's drive-through line is struggling. Really? This is news. Yeah, and this is what happens. Let me give y'all just a little bit behind the scenes in the media world. This is what's happening. When you see reports like this and you see news that's coming from the left, right, and all over the place, it means that everything else has kind of like simmered down, or they're waiting on the reports from, like right now in session, the Supreme Court of the United States, or they're waiting to get closer because we're actually a little less than 5 weeks away from the midterm elections. All of these kind of things are happening. So when you see this type of scattered news, it means this is all we got right now. But it's still news. But something like this with Wendy's, it's like, this isn't news, but I'm going to share it anyway because I just want to laugh about it. So Wendy's drive-through line is struggling But for the third year, Chick-fil-A's restaurant is considered the fastest drive-through line when it considers the number of cars in line, according to this site called InTouch. Now, this is what they consider annual drive-through studies. Let's stop right there. When I was reading this, and some of the advisory team said, really? I said, yeah, there's a study for everything. I said, so let's do some research on the different studies that are out there. Yeah, we made it to about 2,000 studies just in the last 30 days. Okay, studies for everything. But the question is, okay, we're paying these people to do surveys and to do studies, and we want them employed. Absolutely. But what happens with the studies, and why do people care? And this is the kind of news that I want to talk about. Why would we care about that? Why do we care which fast food drive-through is the fastest? Why do we care about that? What would make us even be intrigued by something like this? Now, for me, I'm just sitting there going, we're really talking about this? Yeah, they even go down as far as to say the fast food restaurant did average wait time of 107.41 seconds. That's right about 1 minute and 47 seconds. All right. Now, number 2 was McDonald's, and number 3 was Taco Bell. Stop. People still eat at Taco Bell? So I'm reading this saying, how many people have actually looked into this study? So that was my next question. This is how I think and how I do the work that I do. So I'm looking into this study, and I'm like, I am literally we're already in the millions. I clicked in to see how many people have been reading this study. Y'all, 2,719 people in just 24 hours read this study. I'm like, so people really care about this, really care. What's up, Dying Ladybugs? Dying Ladybugs, if the study ends up on Family Feud, we surveyed 100 people. Right. Mike Nicholson says, man, I worked at Taco Bell. Don't hear it. What do you mean by don't hear it? So seriously, y'all, what is going on here? And why is this news? And why is it when I clicked in, it's been over 2 million people that have really dug into this study? I'm like, what are we doing with this? Now, y'all, across US restaurants, the average wait time spent in a drive-through lane was 6 minutes and 13 seconds. And 9 minutes if some TikTokers was harassing the worker for content. Y'all, that's a real thing. Okay. So that's the real news I want to give you right now. There are TikTokers who are holding up drive-through lines to get content to post on their feed. Why? They're making reels. And they're trying to tell these TikTokers, can you please not do that, especially during lunchtime, especially during dinner time? Let's stop doing it. They're begging TikTokers to stop doing this. They're saying their employees need to be working, not giving you content. And along with that, there are some fast food restaurants saying that if you hold up their line, they're coming for you if they see it on TikTok. So now they've hired people. The social media workers are going beyond content creation to look and see how much is on their reels and content and how much they're being paid, and they're coming for them. So listen, y'all, I think what has happened when I'm putting all of this together is everything that happened with Kim Kardashian and the whole cryptocurrency piece. You know, she got paid $250,000, but she had to pay in a settlement $1.26 million. Okay. I think people are now cracking down. They're cracking down. They're cracking down. So be careful, be mindful. If you're one of those TikTokers that's holding up people trying to get content where you're getting paid and you're using someone else's face or whatnot in the content and they're not getting paid. So that's just a warning I want to share that's news that we need to know. All right, y'all, CBS News is reporting, and we've been watching this for a while. We've been talking about it for probably a little over a year. The U.S. 30-year mortgage rate is up 6.7%, the highest since 2006. Mortgage applications are down by 37% as of last week compared to a year ago. So the rates are up 6.7%, the highest since 2006, but the mortgage applications are down 37% as of last week compared to a year ago. Now I need everybody put in the chat, say what? This is a doozy, y'all. Just say what? Just put in the chat, say what? I am like, what is happening right about now? But this is happening. As you're putting say what, let me see what else is being said in the chat. Patricia says, so sad. That is why we are burning up gas. Yeah, and that's the other thing. If you're holding up the line, you're spending somebody's gas or somebody's battery at that point. Pastor Alex says, is this the goal of the reserve? That's a great question. Deborah Johnson says, people need to get out of the paint and stay in their homes. Diane Leba said, them TikTokers are at Canes. That line be wrapped around the building. They're really holding up some things. So that's happening. Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy. So say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Y'all, the average annual percentage rate on a new vehicle loan rose to 5.9% in September. Now, y'all, from 4.1% last December. Now, APRs are now in their highest level in years, according to new data from Edmunds. Edmunds is a great place to find data. We're talking about research. This is a great place to go. Just go to edmunds.com. Now, automakers are somewhat feeling optimistic about the sales holding up. Now, this is reported in the Wall Street Journal. Now, inventory is still low due to the supply chain that's happening. But demand, while down from pretty much the highs of 2021, it remains elevated. So as a result, dealers are subsidizing loans as much as they used to. There's no need for that with inventory so low. Now, the days of the 0% financing, this gone. They're saying this is gone. It's no more. It's not happening. So what is gone is also the average amount of the buyer's finance for the new vehicle. So according to Edmunds data, it reached an all-time high of $41,347 compared to $38,315 last year. Now, that's why it's a little over 14% of buyers even have monthly payments. Y'all get this. This is another say what. I was like, whoa, really? Y'all, 14% of buyers have a monthly payment over $1,000. Y'all remember when y'all used to, we could buy a car and we only paid like $200 a month? Y'all, over $1,000. And people are really concerned and worried about that, which we should be, because they're wondering if there's going to be repossessions of cars, if these young people who have, and some of these are even this monthly payment could also be for used cars, because used cars prices have skyrocketed. So that is happening. That is happening. Yeah, y'all, say what? That's happening. Deborah Johnson said, this is why we need more young people to be car mechanics. Think about, and that's where I'm going. Thank you, Deborah. Think about this. And these are the notes I have here. Is it time for us to not only buy up houses, but to also buy up car dealerships? Should we be opening up car dealerships? Do we have trade people in the trade area to be mechanics? Do we have people who want to go into the tire business? Do we have engineers when you think about the cars? Do we have people who can make chips? Y'all, there's so much that we could do when we see things like this. So we could say, how do we become a part of the solution? How do we become a part of the business? How do we become a part of this? And if I can say this, this is on the ballot. This is on the ballot. Small business ownership is on the ballot. Entrepreneurship is on the ballot. And I say it's on the ballot because there's funds that are out there. Remember, was it about a month ago? I shared with you all the funds that were available, a part of the IRA, not the IRA, the fund, but the Inflation Reduction Act. I don't know why they called that. The Inflation Reduction Act. When I read off all of that information to you, there's money out there. It's time for us to be educated on how we can get this money. And trust me, I'm doing my part trying to find people to come on here to talk about this, to help us as a community. We need to be a part of this, y'all. This is serious. This is serious. That's a meeting. You're right, Dr. Antoinette. Regina says she's so glad she works remotely. Lori says that's some people's mortgage payment. That's going to be a lot of purchasing cars, then bankruptcy later. Thank you, Lori, for saying that. Mike Nicholson says that's why he works remote. Deborah says, in every crisis, there's always a silver lining. We need to jump in on this now. We really do. So those of you who want to start looking to put your business together, go to your state Secretary of State's office, establish your business, file for the trade name, file for your papers, get all the information in order, set up your bank account, look at doing an LLC if you that's a limited liability corporation. If you are serious about doing this, y'all, we need to get our things in order so we can have the documentation that when this money is released from the Inflation Reduction Act, we can be at the table having the conversations as well. Y'all, and let me say this as well. Stop going alone. Stop going alone. Get into partnerships, get into collaborations. Stop going alone. This is how we work together. And I don't know about you, but I don't hear about this on any other news source. So yes, I am highlighting News in Motion right about now. This is the type of information we share. This is the type of information we want to expand going into 2023. I see the vision and I'm really excited about it, but we need to tap into this as well. Mortgage lending, same thing. Titles, same thing. We need to be a part of this at the table. I don't know if Hester is on here or not. Y'all, Hester is a key resource that we need to start tapping into. Okay, I would love to know in the chat what your thoughts are about that. I'm going for not big names to bring on here. I'm going for people who would take the time and have no challenge with, even if I have to give up 20 minutes of the segment to let them teach us. I'm looking for someone right now, waiting for them to respond to me to talk about the student loan debt relief, because we need to understand that. There was a press briefing with the White House on yesterday that I did attend virtually, and I took a lot of notes, but I still don't understand it. So I'm not the best person to deliver it. So I need somebody to come and deliver it. I can give you my notes, but I'm not the person. And I understand that. I know what I can and can't do. So I'm trying to bring somebody on to help that. To help with that. Mike says, that's why I love News in Motion. We always are not only getting the news, but also education and strategy. So bomb. Thank you so much for that, Mike Nicholson. Thank you. And that's what we really try to do. All right, y'all, just before we sign off and go to the inspirational message, which you don't want to miss the inspirational message today. Y'all, NPR is reporting that a pumpkin, yes, I said a pumpkin, weighing in at 2,554 pounds, has set the record for the heaviest pumpkin ever recorded in the U.S. 2,554 pounds sets the record for the heaviest pumpkin ever recorded in the U.S. So there's that. We'll give you what else is happening in October on Monday. I was going to do that today, but I see the time. I don't want to do that because I want to get to the inspirational message. All right, y'all. The inspirational message today is life happens. Life happens. So you might as well enjoy it. Life happens. So many of you know that I've been struggling with hair loss and all that. I've been very vocal about it here, struggling with it or whatnot. So I've been wearing my hair like this. I got to tell you, I'm starting to really feel myself with my hair like this. There's like a confidence booster that's happening. There's some boldness that's happening. So the other day, I took the time to blow my hair out, flat iron it and all that. I did not like it, y'all. I did not. I said, I need my girls back in here. Y'all, I am 57 years old. I have never, ever, my hair is naturally curly. I have never liked my curls, ever. From a little girl up, I've never liked it. But there's something that's happening. And I believe this life happens, so you might as well enjoy it, that you have to just get into it. You have to finally say, let me lean into what I do have because life is happening. Let me just lean into this. I have been, I think I shared this with you a few weeks ago. Oh, for some reason, my daughter's friends, I'm just Mama Gail to them. So they'll ask Dominic, hey, do you think your mom will talk to me? And she's like, y'all stop asking me, just go to my mom. So I've been talking to some, like, she has a lot of friends. She has a lot of Howard friends. She graduated from Howard University. I mean, a lot. And so they'll call and say, Mama Gail, just want to talk to you. And they're just telling me their stories. And I'm like, wow, life is happening here with them. And I'm always ending them. I'm always ending my time with them with prayer. We will pray together. That we'll cry, and I'll cry right there alongside them. Whatever is happening, and I'm like, life is happening. So how do we lean into this life happening? And I'm sharing this morning because not only with my hair, there was two young ladies who responded to me yesterday and said, Mama Gail, let me tell you, the moment I leaned in to what it is that was going on with me, things shifted. And I think as long as we are fighting it and we're fighting what's happening, we're fighting life, that we become frustrated and we lose our focus. But if we would just lean into it, if we would just lean into it and embrace it and work with it from the inside, I believe things will shift around. Now, many of you, I tell people to follow. So, for an example, because this was some mental health and things that I'm not qualified to do, I say, hey, I need you to follow Davia. I need you to follow. Here's her thing. Here, she's on IG. She has some great content. Even call her up if you want to, inbox or whatever. Here's her information. That's why when I'm looking at you all, y'all think when we sign off, we sign off. No, we don't do that. I go through and see who's out here and see what's doing. I go through. So it's important if you're on here to come in here every now and then. I look in and I'll click on your Facebook profile, go see what you do. And I will send people to you because life is happening. But here's the thing. This is why I want to go back to collaboration that I said earlier. When we have a list of resources, we get empowered because we get to empower other people. See, life happens and we're trying to do it all ourselves. We can't do that. We need to partner and have resources with others so that we can send people to them. People were saying, okay, you're in media. Can you do video? No, but I know somebody can. You can go to Isaiah. Isaiah can help you out there. Well, I need some content. Well, I can help with content, but the person you really want to talk to is Christina. So let me send you to Christina. Well, I'm looking for something with my colors and jewelry. Here's Adrian. Here's Latrice. Go check one of them out. Well, I really want to know XYZ, or I really want to know this. Here's this name. Here's that name, or the other name. Y'all, life is happening, and it's happening quickly in front of us. The question is, what are you going to do in the middle of it? What are you going to do here? What are you going to do? Yes, Lord, we need to partner and serve. What are you going to do? So let's go back to my hair where I started. I have asked people that I didn't think I would ever be able to ask them this question. I said, okay, what are you doing with your thinning hair? And people will say, well, I'm using this product or that product, or I'm going to see this person or that person. I'm upping my protein. I'm upping my water intake. I'm making sure I'm taking my vitamin D, so forth and so on. And I was doing everything. I was doing so much that I did not even allow something to work before I flipped to something else. One day, sitting still, God said, why are you doing all this stuff? You're actually damaging what I'm trying to take care of. I'll say that again. You're actually damaging what I'm trying to take care of. Just stop. Just stop. Life is happening. You're getting older. Yes. You don't want to embrace that. It's like, yeah, I guess so, Jesus, I'm getting older. No, you should celebrate that because a lot of people aren't making it to that. So you're getting older. I'm still using you. I'm going to need you to embrace that. And I'm going to need you to start talking about it. because there's other people who need to hear your story so that they can get comfortable in where they are as well and understand that life happens. I'm like, well, God, you're asking me a lot because there's like thousands of people who see these every day. I don't care. Either you're going to be transparent and expose it, or you're going to hold on to it. And as long as you hold on to it, you're going to be worried and concerned, and you may even get sick behind it because you can't handle it. I need you to release it because life is happening. So here's my question to all of you as we go into the weekend. What life is happening for you in this season that you need to release it and get comfortable with it and lean into it? What type of life is happening for you? Pastor Angie, I'm trying. Listen, I'm trying. I wanted to go to all of my family members. You losing hair? You losing hair? Like, no, we ain't losing hair. But I am. Why am I losing hair? I don't know. Maybe it's the environment. Maybe it's the products. I don't know. But life is happening. I'm now leaning into it and embracing it. So again, for you, what is it that it's time for you to lean into, that life is happening for you? Regina says, I had thick hair that started to thin. My vitamin D levels were extremely low, which caused, I do not know how to say that word. Both of these illnesses caused hair thinning. I changed my diet, added some supplements. My hair is growing back. Praise God for that. Diane Ladybug says, ma'am, she is speaking our language. You put it together. I saw it together. Collaboration is key. This message is right on time. Who's above Deborah Johnson? Patricia Lyles. I have my curls back today, sis. I just didn't want to spend the time to flat iron this morning. My silver curls look good. Girl, accept the curls. See, y'all, see how we build up each other? This is what we do right here on News in Motion. This is what we do. All right, y'all. I can keep talking, but it's time to go. It's time to go. This is my daddy day, so y'all know y'all need to pray for me, which means I take my 86-year-old dad to the grocery store and wherever else he wants to go. And believe me, he's already bugging me. So y'all pray for me today. Pray for me. I was with him on Sunday. There was someone in our family there was two people in our family who tested positive for COVID. And they had been around my parents. So it was my duty to go and test them, my parents, to test them. So I had my gloves on, I had my mask on, I had Lysol, I had Clorox wipes, I had the test, I had everything. I rolled up in there like, look, everybody put your mask on, let's see what's happening. And I was testing them. My mom tested and then my dad tested, and they're both negative. But my dad asked me 1,000 questions. And I was sitting there like, oh my God, get me out of here. I don't know, Dad. And I was like, why don't I have any patience with him today? He was asking me a gazillion questions. Do I have to go to the hospital? No, Dad, you don't have to do that anymore. Well, if it's, I see a line. Does that mean I'm sick? Oh, my chest hurt. I said, Dad, your chest not hurting. One line doesn't mean that you have COVID. We need to see if there's a line under T. There's not one. And I told him whatever time, 15 minutes. I told him the time. And I happened to look at it. You told me there was something this 5 minutes early. Don't look at it right now. It's like, oh my God, he's driving me crazy. Yeah, that's just the fun side of News in Motion. That's just a little bit allowing you to peek inside to see who I am. This is the stuff I deal with my parents. But I have both parents. They're still married, and they're in their 80s. Although my mom is pretty much bedridden for the most part, she's still alive. And so I still have fun with them. So it's grocery day with me and him today. So I'm getting ready to do that. Do what you do. Enjoy the weekend. I love this weather. I do. And I will be back here on Monday, God willing, with the weekend recap of all that's going on. All right, y'all. Y'all know what I say. Stay well. And remember, make some bold moves. I'm out.